Hormat itu sembah, bukan menyembah. Berdiri dalam kiam, duduk dalam kalimah. Takbir Allahu Akbar berkalung ke jasad. Sedar diri.
The primary source that includes in this movie, such as the weapons like keris and the traditional costume like baju Melayu and baju kurung, and the origins book of Hikayat Hang Tuah and the epic of Hang Tuah.
The strength of this Hang Tuah movie is, first, cultural representation. The film captures the essence of Malay culture, traditions and values, which are crucial for understanding the historical context of the Melaka Sultanate. The second one is promotion of national identity. It reinforces national pride and cultural heritage, serving as a reminder of Malaysia's rich history. Now, we are going to move to the weaknesses of this movie. First thing first, dramatization. As a work of fiction, the film incorporates dramatic elements that may not be historically accurate. This can lead to an embellished portrayal of events and characters. The second one is limited historical accuracy. The legends of Hang Tuah and his brothers are based on folklore and oral traditions, which may not be entirely factual.
Hikayat Hang Tuah is questioned because it was written long after the events supposedly took place. Unlike official document of original record, it is a literary work that includes fictionalized elements for storytelling. For instance, Hang Tuah's ability to defeat multiple enemies alone, alike more with mythical heroes than real historical figure.
Today I will discuss about the consistency in Hang Tuah film. We will look at 5 key aspects: faithfulness to Malay folklore, character relationship, historical accuracy, cultural representation, and artistic interpretation. Firstly, faithfulness to Malay folklore. This film follows the main themes of Hikayat Hang Tuah, such as loyalty, bravery, and moral struggles. For example, Hang Tuah's strong devotion to the Sultan and belief in absolute loyalty remain central throughout the film, just like the original story. Secondly, character relationship. The film accurately portrays the deep friendship and tragic conflict between Hang Tuah and Hang Jebat. Hang Tuah represent loyalty and authority, while Hang Jebat fight against injustice. The legendary duel reflect the timeless debate between duty and justice. Thirdly, historical accuracy. Since Hang Tuah's story is myth and recorded history, the film stays true to folklore rather than historical facts. There is no solid proof that Hang Tuah existed, but the film embraced the legendary and heroic aspect of his story to keep the myth alive. Next, cultural representation. The film effectively showcased Malay traditions and value from the Melaka Sultan era. It features traditional clothing, royal court costume, and the importance of honor and loyalty, elements that reflect Malay culture in Hang Tuah. Lastly, artistic interpretation. While the film stays true to the core story, some parts are dramatized for cinematic effect. Fight scenes or emotional moments might be exaggerated, but this artistic choice enhance the storytelling without changing the main message.
While Hikayat Hang Tuah and Sejarah Melayu both emphasize Hang Tuah's loyalty to the Sultan, there is no archaeological evidence or historical artifact to confirm his existence. For example, while Hang Tuah's well in Kampung Duyong is believed to be associated with him, there is no definitive proof that it was created by or even linked to Hang Tuah. This lack of corroborating physical evidence raises questions about the historical accuracy of his story.
Anachronism in the Hang Tuah movie arises from limited historical and modern influence. Since historical details are scarce, filmmakers fill gaps with interpretation that may not be accurate. To appeal to modern audience, they might add contemporary ideas, dialogue, or item, making the story more relatable but less historical precise. While this choice enhance engagement, they can introduce inaccuracy, blending fiction with history.
Hang Tuah unwavering loyalty to the Sultan of Melaka and his exceptional martial prowess were pivotal in defending the Melaka Sultans. This loyalty was crucial for maintaining order and authority within the kingdom during periods of internal life and external threats, highlighting the cultural values of loyalty and duty prevalent in Malay society. The implication of the event to local history is in educational settings such as Malaysian schools. The tale is often told to instill values of loyalty and courage, reinforcing the cultural heritage associated with the Melaka Sultan. The example of other historical sources relates to the movie. Historical accounts of the Melaka Sultanate's diplomatic relation with Ming China provide context for Hang Tuah's stories. The film illustrates the Sultan's court as a hub of political activities rife with intrigues and alliance. This portrayal reflects the centralized governance of the Melaka Sultanate, where royal decisions significantly impact the kingdom's stability. Detail imparts a vital lesson about loyalty to leadership and unity as essential components for societal stability and progress. Despite personal sacrifice, Hang Tuah's fidelity to the Sultan is depicted as foundational for the Sultanate's endurance through challenging times. This lesson remains relevant today, promoting teamwork and dedication with its modern communities.
One reason that led to the event of Hang Tuah is because the rise of the Malacca Sultan as a dominant maritime power led to internal and external conflicts. Hang Tuah's unwavering loyalty to Sultan Mansur Shah, along with his rival with Hang Jebat, who opposed to Sultan perceived injustice, that led to the key event in the story. One implication of the event on the local history is the tale of Hang Tuah and Hang Jebat symbolize the conflict between absolute loyalty to the ruler and moral justice influencing Malaysia's views on governance and duty. This story reinforced the feudal Malay tradition of loyalty to the ruler shaping political structure in the Malay archipelago. One example of other historical sources related to the movie is the Hikayat Hang Tuah. It's an epic Malay literary work that provides a version of Hang Tuah's story, including mythical elements and emphasizing his heroic deeds and more struggle. In the movie, one historical fact shown is Hang Tuah's role as Laksamana of the Malacca Sultan, known for his diplomatic missions such as representing Malacca at the Majapahit court. One lesson that can be learned from the event is the story teaches the complexity of loyalty and justice in leadership. It also emphasizes the importance of wisdom and integrity in serving one's country and people.
In this movie, Hang Jebat rebels against the Sultan when he found out that his friend Hang Tuah had been executed without a proper investigation. Hang Tuah was accused of having an affair with a royal maid. Implication of the events on local history. Today, Hang Jebat is seen as someone who betrayed the Sultan. Because of this, he is often viewed as a bad character in Malacca's history. Even though he stood up for his friend Hang Tuah and fought against what he thought was unfair, Hang Jebat is remembered for going against the royal authority, making his story both complicated and controversial. Example of other historical sources related to the movie is Jalan Hang Tuah. This street in Malacca is named after Hang Tuah and is a significant historical site that commemorates his legacy. It is a popular tourist attraction and a reminder of a rich history of the Malacca Sultanate. Next is example of fact from this movie. The film shows how Hang Tuah was always loyal to the Sultan of Malacca. Even though he was wrongly accused and sentenced to death, Hang Tuah's strong loyalty and forgiveness toward the Sultan show the deep values of loyalty and honor in Malay culture. One important lesson from Hang Jebat's friendship with Hang Tuah is the value of loyalty. Hang Jebat's actions demonstrate how deeply he valued his friend's life and honor, even to the point of rebelling against the Sultan. This story highlights the importance of standing up for friends and seeking justice when they are wrong.
That led to the event. Sultan Mansur Shah unfriendly sentenced Hang Tuah to death, outraged Hang Jebat rebelled seeking justice and defying the Sultan. But the Sultan refused to admit his mistake, leading to a tragic battle between Jebat and his best friend Tuah. Implication on local history. This event sparked a deep debate in Malay culture. Should one remain loyal to a ruler even if they unjust? Hang Tuah believed in absolute loyalty to the Sultan while Hang Jebat fought justice. These dilemmas still resonate today in literature and discussion on governance and morality. Historical sources Sulalatus Salati provide key insight into this era. It records the reigns of Sultan Mansur Shah and the royal warrior like Hang Tuah, offering a glimpse into the political struggle on the time. A fact from the movie. Did you know the 1956 Hang Tuah films was the first Malay movie shot in Eastman color? This was a major breakthrough, bringing the legend to life in a way never seen before. Lesson learned. The story of Hang Tuah and Hang Jebat teach us that loyalty and justice often collide. When faced with tough choice, we must act based on our core values. This legend reminds us that the decision we make, whether for duty, honor or justice, shape the world around us.
The reason why this happened was Hang Jebat was rebel because he was angry that Hang Tuah was unfairly sentenced to death by the Sultan. He felt betrayed and wanted revenge, so he challenged the Sultan rules. Implication of the event is this story highlights the conflict between loyalty and justice. It remains relevant today, influencing ideas about leadership, ethics, and the balance between social order and personal integrity in Malaysian society. Historical sources that related to this movie is Sulalatus Salatin, Hikayat Hang Tuah, and Hikayat Raja Pasai provide more details about the Malacca Sultanate, politics and culture, adding depth to Hang Tuah's story. Fact that we can get from the movie is Hang Tuah is known for his exceptional fighting skill, intelligence and strategic thinking. He is often seen as the greatest warrior, representing both strength and wisdom. Lesson that can be learned from the event is good leadership requires both loyalty and justice. It shows that following orders blindly can lead to problems, and true wisdom comes from balancing duty with moral values.
The story of Hang Tuah was likely created to promote values like loyalty, bravery, and obedience to the Sultan. Impact of local history, Hang Tuah's story became a symbol of loyalty in Malay culture. It influenced how people view leadership and respected for authority. Other historical sources relate to the movie. Chinese records describe the Malacca Sultanate, but they don't mention Hang Tuah, which suggests his story might be more of a legend than history. A fact from the movie. One thing the movie get right is how it shows Malacca court system. In reality, the Sultan has full power, and warrior like Hang Tuah were expected to be completely loyal. Listen from the story. The story teaches us about bravery, loyalty, and sacrifice. However, it also reminds us to think critically and not believe everything in historical stories without proof.